Was I watching?
All right, it's April the 2nd, but we're gonna go ahead and get the recap video done from Friday, which was March 31st. That ends the first quarter for 2017. So without further ado, let's get these spectacles on and see what we're saying. Wow, what an amazing quarter, and I'm so excited about quarter number two. Quarter number two is gonna be pretty amazing. So let's get on into it, man. Let's get on into it. So excited about this week coming up and quarter and all kind of good stuff. So here we are. All right, it is day number 55, building your strength. As you can see, it's Sunday. I've already posted the post for this week, days 56, 57, 58, 59, and 60. So if you have not already done so, make sure you follow me on the WordPress for the Marathon to a Million Journal posts. They are there. And I think that you will find some very encouraging and inspiring words to help you along your way. I am all out of everything for the first quarter. I've reviewed my trades through the weekend mostly. And I've really focused on I think I have 19, 20 losses maybe for the year 2017. And I think I'm over 300 and some odd trades. So not so much that the other 300 may not have needed attention, but, I wanted to consider what could I have done better on the ones that we did take losses on. And we're trying to develop and build ourselves each and every day so we can build on our strengths. So segue into day number 55. Bible verse for day number 55 is Joshua 1:9, and it reads, "Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be terrified or dismayed or intimidated, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Song of the day there, "All the Glory Belongs to You" by Mally Music, and my journal post reads, and this is a pretty deep one, so I'm going to go through the whole thing, but my portion of it reads, "You've heard the statistics that 90% of traders fail. A lack of education, experience, mental strength, vision, and risk management contributes to unnecessary losses each day. Being weak in these areas costs traders not only their money, but pulls on their mental strength to carry on. This scenario can be prevented in many cases by getting educated, following a program, and having structured goal setting and planning to achieve the goal. From a financial standpoint alone, you can see how vitally important it is to make sure we cut losses quickly. This is yet another reason we should all prioritize networking with like-minded peers. Below is an article that I found in July 2016 and has been, for the most part, the very essence of what I sat down to focus on after the TI Summit 2015 in Las Vegas. Read it and let it sit well within your soul. Make all of these areas a priority. Practice your plays and strategies so that when it's game time, you can have the strength not only to succeed, but the strength to cut losses quickly and execute a well thought out plan." All right, so really the big areas there, it talks about education, experience. You won't get that unless you practice. Reading charts, vision, sight, seeing for yourself, risk management system, and then there are some final thoughts. I think I need to just go ahead and read it. Let's read it. Perhaps you've heard the statistics before. 9 out of every 10 people who enter the stock market as an active trader fail. But why is that? In my opinion, based on the years of experience of seeing traders, or it says teaching traders, this is not an article that I wrote. So teaching traders, the number one reason why traders fail is they lack the tools they need to succeed. And no, I'm not talking about having the right trading computer, broker, or even trading capital, or being outside of the PDT rule. I'm adding that. Sure, these things are important. However, you could have the best trading computer, best broker, and $1 million of trading capital, but that doesn't mean squat. The good news is this: the tools you need to succeed are accessible to everyone. Let me put this into context. Pretend that I was a contractor and I showed up to your door to build a new house. I have no builder's license, no tools, no blueprints. Heck, I even have a blindfold on. Now, are you going to hire me to build you a new house? Of course not. I don't have any of the right tools to do the job. I would be guaranteed to fail and you would be a fool to hire me. Yet I see it all the time in the world of trading. People conduct themselves like the contractor I use in the above example and expect to get good results, aka have people hire them to build a house which we have already determined is completely foolish. So what are these tools that you need as a trader to be successful? Well, they are simple. I like to call it the trader's tool belt. In that belt, you find things like education, experience, charts, vision, and risk management systems. Let's look at each one of these tools. Under education, they wrote, one of the most important aspects of any career is knowledge. Learning how to build a house is not something that is accomplished overnight. The same principle is true for trading. You cannot just jump into the market and expect to know it all. You need training and education in order to gain that knowledge, the knowledge to be successful and consistent as a trader. Experience. Once you have the knowledge and training, you are now book smart. Book smart is a great step in the right direction, but do you know how to apply that knowledge to real world trading? Doctors attend many years of school to gain knowledge they need, but even once they enter the real world, they don't immediately start performing brain surgery. No, they must go through a residency period and learn how to apply what they've learned to the real world. In trading, our residency is accomplished through what is known as paper trading. I want to keep things honest and not sugarcoat anything. So I'll tell you right now, paper trading is by no means fun or glamorous. Because of this truth, many people skip over it because they are so anxious to get in the real world of trading. However, practicing your knowledge in the market without any risk of losing money is crucial to your long-term success. Next, charts. Have you ever watched a documentary or a movie regarding the financial markets? Heck, our group is the Wolves of Wall Street, loosely off of the movie. But if so, pay attention to the computer monitors in the background. Those things were old with green screens, but you are going to see technical charts. So when the big money on Wall Street uses charts, that tells me all I need that tells me all I need to know about how important it is. Why is the big money on Wall Street using it? They allow you a way to form trade plans around what you believe a stock is going to do. In order to successfully trade a stock, an option, a currency, a commodity, etc., you need to be able to perform a trade plan. Charts help in forming trade plans by helping us traders to identify patterns in any types of trends the price may be experiencing. You need to be comfortable with the charts before risking any capital. Comfortable with the charts before risking any capital. Wanted to say that twice. That's very, very important. Vision and sight. Just like you would never let someone build your house or perform brain surgery on you while being blindfolded, you should never trade blindfolded. What do I mean by this? Well, you need to be able to see what is going on in the market. This is where the use of level 2 comes in. With level 2, you'll be able to see the orders being placed in the market before they happen. This gives you the extra edge and vision into the market. I'm amazed at how many people out there are trading without this crucial tool that should be in all traders' tool belt. You can also see that in depth view if you're using Options House. Okay, risk management system. Despite what some gurus or late night infomercial people may claim, no one is going to win the market 100% of the time. Because of this, we need to be able to manage risk. This by far is the most important tool that any trader could have. People blindly make money all the time. Hands up, did that for 2 months until TVIX happened. And for those of you all that are close to me, you know TVIX happened before my very first conference, and that's when it really all started to come together. You need to have a plan in place and a system in order to control your trades and manage your risk. The last thing you want, and unfortunately happens all the time, is to allow a losing trade to turn into a catastrophe and destroy your trading account. Final trading thoughts. Like I said in the intro, these tools are accessible to everyone. Some of them are even free. You just have to be willing to put in the time and effort to use and master them. Start with your education. Learn the market. Then learn how to apply the education through the use of paper trading with charts and level 2s before even entering the market with capital on the line. I didn't know this personally, so I'm sharing it with you if you guys are brand new to trading. If I had to do it all over again, I would absolutely do it this way. Finally, I will end with this since it's the most important. If you're not focused on the risk management and implementing those systems, you will fail as a trader. Period, point blank. That is a fact. All right, so let's get on into the trades. It's a very good article. Please make sure you guys, read through it. I know I read through it pretty quickly, but it's pretty serious. Okay, AKTX. This one got me. All right, pre-market. We took an initial position. We cut losses quickly though, and after seeing what it did at the open, it was the correct thing to do. Even though it failed the open initially, the timing would have been better because it was just, the first day of a run up, it shot on up through the roof. And, so we took a 38-cent loss on it, and that's what risk management looks like. You'll see why later in the day because we're going to get a second play on that, and you'll see why cutting a loss initially was the right thing to do. SORL actually did what I wanted that one to do pre-market. I had a bracket order on that one. I think my entry is like 450, okay, 445. And 40 cents either direction. I didn't want to go on to 485. I wanted to get to 405. And the bracket order got hit on the open or shortly after that. So we take the win, even though there was some further depression. We take the meat of the move and no problem there. I think it got down to the 380. So we probably missed about 6%. But it's just the opens are busy when you're looking at a bunch of different tickets at the same time. All right, BlackBerry. So somebody with a BlackBerry phone the other day, brand new. All right, scalp essentially. I missed the morning run up. I believe this was an earnings winner. So really no excuse. The long should have been played. You can see that they had gapped up. I think that on the open, there was a nice little push from the 760s through 8. I mean, if you're entering on the 760s, that's 40 cents to be had to the upside, so about 5-6% available. Solid dollar mark is what got me interested in shorting it. And, I had to basically scalp it. Only got 10 cents off of the trade. It was the safe thing to do. I think it kind of bounced around and went left to right. So it just didn't feel right, and I wasn't going to sit around and keep holding it just in case it was bull flagging on a Friday. CRBP, similar situation where I traded this one a couple times this week. Try to play it like the previous day, but it's short squeeze Friday in the end of the quarter, and I want to be safe. And it broke the VWAP now for the second time. So I had to get tight as it was green on the day. So the second time it rolled down, it didn't give me what I was looking for. Plus, there's a gap to close on the upside. Let's be on the safe side. I mean, it did rip down real hard, I think 2 days before, or the previous day. Maybe even I think the previous day it ran out to like 750, bounced up, and we took some short and, did okay on that one. But I think the volume might have lightened up on it. They are on the watch list for tomorrow, so we'll still keep an eye on them. They do have a bottom down there like 6, so we're kind of in the middle between 1050 and 650. So 850, we're in that area, 50% retrace. Now do we start, running back to the 1050, or do we give up steam and run back down to 6 where it once was? We'll find out in the coming weeks. AKTX, got him. On the second play, this setup was straight out of the plays like T-Bio earlier in this year. We all have been watching. We've seen this thing run in the pre-market. We see them run up real hard at the open. We see them pull back, consolidate left to right, and give us a long signal. Listen, earlier this year, the charts and the letters change, but the patterns do not. I remember from yesterday also that you don't have to revenge trade because the setup has no knowledge of your earlier loss. So let's get them. I think there was another trade the previous day where I didn't take a long where it set up because I didn't want to. I think it was HTX, as a matter of fact. And it had a long setup at 155 and it ran the 2, right? The setup has no idea what I did. So I didn't take that one, but I remember that when I saw this and I'm like, listen, the setup is saying go. We went, and this was a good spot. It ran up, it pushed right here, and then it kind of pulled back on me, but it was holding this pre-market, this 810, 820 area. So I didn't want to go on below 8, and then we got the fireworks start popping off. We got a push right here, right? So it ran and challenged the high of the day, a little bit of a pullback, another bull flag. If I hadn't been in, this would have been a good spot right there to go right as it went through 9, and then boom, it shot to 1050. So now there's a high within the last 2 years near 1150. I'm like, are you gonna run at 11? Run at 11. It tried on the third try. I gave up. I think I got out at 1055, and I think later in the day it actually did get to like $11.32. So my thought process on 11 was right. I think it reached to 1092 when I got out because it touched 1092 and it shot back down on my stop. I think I had a 10.7 stop, and it like got down to 1055. It was kind of crazy once they were trying to get through that 1060 area. There was also a 250,000 seller at 1060. Like, come on, guy, what are you doing? Or lady, whoever that was, they're holding up the process. We could have been gone somewhere. So I think that made it funky. All right, last one is P6. Did we not like the $11 mark at the beginning of January? This is why it's important to familiarize yourself with the history of a chart, right? There's I want to say March to 28th too. We just went to 11. We came down. There's that bull flag action. Just this looks like AKTX. It's over a few days, right? Boom, down after a gap up, left to right, break a spot, run up. But bigger than that, if you look back in January, look here. It's probably right before the new year. We were at 11, and for whatever reason, we got slapped down, and then a big gap down, so that was ugly. But now we come back to 11. You got no resistance at 11. So once it got back, I would figure, some people here might be, finally break even. Let's take your profit and get out the way. And that's exactly what they did. It got to 11, rode all the way down. It got down to like 970s. I got out at the solid dollar mark 10 because that was specifically the play and the plan, and it's all good. All right, so that'll end in my part of the video. Let's go ahead and get our motivational video on. For that day was remove your limits, be free of limits. So no limits on quarter number 2. Let's make it happen. See you guys bright and early for live trading on tomorrow. We're going to start on demand and every day. Hold on, video's coming. Uh-oh. We got some new stuff. Let's see if they got the videos working for Discord app. All right, we'll figure that out later. Okay, boom. Motivationals and be free of limits. There you go. Y'all be good.
And what a time now for us to take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world.
Is energy a habit? Yes. I want to make sure we maximize that habit. Every one of you in this room is a person of influence. Some of you don't look at it that way, some of you do. Some of you, it's your identity, you're a leader. But how many consider yourself to be a leader of something? What does a leader do? What makes you a leader? Gets results. And how do they do it? They maximize resources. And the greatest leaders in the world have always found a way to maximize better than anyone else. And if I look at Richard Branson, he's as hungry today as when he was 16 years old. Working in a crypt, coming up with this idea called Virgin. Hunger is incredible. Energy is incredible. But we also have to ask the question, what makes people fail? Who here in this room has ever failed to achieve what you really want in life? A goal, a dream, a desire. They asked Sam Walton in the 1974, had 78 stores. They all said in that year, sell. Sell Walmart in 1974. Resources. He has no more resources. He has no more cash. He has no more capability. No one's going to want this anywhere else. Where's Walmart today, ladies and gentlemen? How many stores? Throw it up there. It's the dominant player on the face of the earth. Today, you got 11,000 stores and $500 billion in sale. Didn't take action, got distracted. Fear. Come on, what else? Didn't have the right people. Right? Come on, what else? Didn't have the money, didn't have the capital. Didn't have the technology. Didn't have the contacts. What's that? Making excuses, which all this is. When I look at how to create answers, I don't look for the excuses. I look for what can be done. We're living in a time where people don't know what to think next, where the economy around the world has been inflated, not with dollars or money. We don't even print it anymore. We couldn't afford to. We put ones and zeros in computers. You know, your worst experience of life can become your best if you decide to use it. Ask this question. I said, how many of you have ever failed? Not one hand went up. I said, I know you're out there. I can hear you breathing. I said, how many of you failed? And now everybody raised their hand. And I said, when you failed, why did you fail? And I heard some of the same things I heard here. What were the things people said? Didn't have enough time. Didn't have enough capital. Didn't have the right technology. Didn't have the right contacts, right? Didn't have the right people. Didn't have all these things. And in the voice in the darkness, this is a very dark room, I heard this voice say, when you told me all the reasons why you failed, you told me resources you were lacking. Courage is a resource, right? Time is a resource. Money is a resource. People are a resource. Technology is a resource. But here's the challenge. Resources are never the real problem. We all know it if you look around. Think about it. You get the resources if you're resourceful enough. Resources are not the challenge, it's resourcefulness. So what is it we're really missing? It's some form of human emotion that we have learned to value less and less in a technologically driven society. See, if you're creative enough, can you get the answer, yes or no? Yes or no? And creativity is a resource. If you're committed enough, can you get the capital, yes or no? If you care deeply enough for other people, will you get people to help you, yes or no? Are the answers there if you're resourceful enough, yes or no? And in fact, whenever you see people in business that fail, they'll always tell you they were missing resources. When they really just weren't resourceful enough. None of the people I interviewed were from the Lucky Sperm Club. They all built it from scratch. These people just took no excuses. They knew they could get the resources if they were resourceful enough. So what are the ultimate resources? Creativity, joy, love, determination, flexibility. With those things, there's nothing we can't get. Don't tell me you don't have the resources. If you don't, it's because you're low energy. It's because you're so frickin' smart, you're in your own way. stay in your head, you're dead. It's the heart where you'll find the breakthrough. There is no limit. The only limit to our impact is our creativity and caring. If you're care enough and you're creative enough, there is no limit. But most of us allow our mind to get in the way and we get caught up. But the point is, it's resources. But if you do what no one else does, you have a gigantic advantage. Stop thinking about the score of the game and focus on one thing you can control: how much you give every moment you're on that court. He said, there are going to be days when you win and when you lose. But the only days you're going to know when you win or lose are going to be by your measurement of yourself. If every single moment you're on that court, you're engaged at level 10 or above, if such a thing were to exist, and you gave every ounce of yourself every minute on the court, then it doesn't matter what the score is, you won. Because you became more, and you gave more. And in life, we don't get to keep anything except what we give, because that's what makes us become something different. Listen, if you lose your